and welcome back to another speed build video. My name's Jess and today I'm building in Windenburg on a 20 by 20 lot. And today's build is an abandoned factory that's been renovated, and it is a loft build, so I have been enjoying doing lofts and that hasn't changed, so I wanted this build to be another loft. But so the idea I had is that some Sims came in and really wanted to keep the original architecture on the outside of the build and then really modernize the inside, and I think I was able to do that. This build is a little different for me in that I actually built it from the inside out, which I truly never do. It was definitely, I made it difficult for myself because trying to match in the architecture on the outside for what I had already created was quite difficult, but I think what I came up with really stayed true to what I wanted it to look like, being an abandoned old factory. I think, but that was renovated, so it looks new. So I'm really happy with it. And I used this brick texture, which I don't think I've ever used before. And I think it ended up looking really nice, especially because if you know building with brick in The Sims, you know not much matches in with it. So there's not like a lot of accent pieces that you can use to match. So I went with white as the accent, and I think it really makes this stand out, and then it looks great with the brick that has more of a white, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. Mortar? That's not it, is it? Maybe it will come to me and I'll just randomly say that word as I'm building, or as I'm doing this voiceover. So one of the things is I did want to add a little bit of detail, so I used the crest from Discovery University, and I think that was a perfect little detail just to make that area not look as sort of blank as it did. And of course I had to add a garden in. I'm definitely a sucker for a garden in any build. I just think honestly they're so pretty, and I do think that's nice to have as an option for gameplay if you do want a garden. But I just think it always works in a build to add a garden in. So now you can see I'm working on the exterior hangout space. And these lights were so difficult to get the right size with the tool mod. I ended up doing quite a bit off camera because it was just taking me so long to get them to match up. But of course, it's always nice to have string lights. So, it's worth the struggle, I guess. And also you can see I have a chess table outside, but I have to swap out I switch around a telescope that I put on the inside originally with the chess table, just because I actually didn't know that it had to be outside to be used until I play tested this. So that's good to know from now on. I can't just put it nice at a window where I think it looks very aesthetically pleasing. It has to be functional too. So now I know for any future builds. But this build actually has a laundry room, which I almost always forget to put in any build. But because I built this from the inside out, there happened to be kind of an awkward space that I needed to fill. And I was like, hey, why not throw in a laundry machine there? And I really enjoyed this little, I guess, shelf hack that I did. I haven't done this before by using these counters from Snowy Escape. I stack them on top of each other to kind of mimic some corner shelves. And yeah, I think that look ended up being really nice for this build and gave it a bit more visual interest in that corner that I had no idea what to put over there. So yeah, really happy with that. I feel like it's almost like an open air pantry kind of thing. Yeah, which makes me happy and I think looks nice. It's always nice doing something different. And trying out different ways to use what we already have in game to sort of modernize the look that you can get with The Sims. So this is another trick that I've seen, and it was actually someone I've seen do on, I think it was TikTok, and I wish I could remember the creator, but they sunk in this console table, and I thought it looked so good sunken into the ground like that. So it's mostly just drawers. So I, of course, had to use it in this build, and I think it looks really nice. So one thing I wanted to mention is I'm working on quite a few different builds right now, like a lot of different builds. I can't focus on just one, so I always have a few going at a time. But I'm actually starting some builds for the high school pack, and I'm really curious to know what builds you'd be interested in having in your game. Right now I'm working on a library and cafe that's kind of Harry Potter inspired, if I'm honest, and actually working on doing a drive-in theater. So if there's anything else that you really would like in the gameplay, just let me know, and it would definitely be something I will try and work on before the game's released. Or after, because I think I'll be building with that style for quite a while. So you can see this living room we finished up, and I wanted this living room to feel like a studio space as well, because I really imagined some very artistic Sims living here. So I wanted to make it look like they had like their different creations all around the loft, and kind of like showing off the different clay sculptures, things like that. So quickly just doing a bathroom, pretty simple, and starting on the upstairs of the build. So just a really simple sleeping area. And actually that means we're coming close to the end of the build. So I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video and being here, supporting my little channel here on YouTube. It just means so much to me. I hope you have a great day. Bye.